Hey everyone, it's Natalie from AngelicLoveandGrace.org. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for clicking on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for future content and comment. I want to engage with you. Strong Black woman. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a strong Black woman? My mother raised 3 children, and her husband became disabled. They just bought a home and he became disabled. My mom was left to raise 3 children, technically on her own. Sometimes working 2 to 3 jobs, feeding us. There was not one day we ever went without food on the table. We had 7 to 3, 3 to 11, still being able to stand on her 2 feet, cook us a hot meal, going back at it again the next day. It was rarely, if ever, did I ever see her cry or say that she couldn't do it anymore or she wanted to give up. No, not my mother. Strong, Black. My mother epitomized all strong Black women for me in my mind. So I grew up always wanting to be a strong Black woman, not understanding really what that title meant until I became a mother. What does it mean to be a strong Black woman? See, Black women have a history of persecution, torture, rape, having their families torn from them, having their babies, their most prized possessions taken away, sometimes even neglected, and having it be justified by their slave masters that it's okay to neglect the needs of your little newborn baby so that you can feed my child, because my child needs your breast milk. But your child can cry, and you watch their child cry while you feed mine. That is a history that strong Black women have had to face. Given the circumstances that they've had, of course, they're going to go through their emotional pain. And guess what? They're going to have to survive and be tough. And when you have no other choice but to be strong, what do you become? Strong. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. There's nothing that's going to help you but to be strong. To be strong for your children. To be strong for yourself. See, Black women have never had anybody be strong for them. Their men weren't there. So they've had to be strong for themselves. And, I know I'm speaking in past tense, but it's evolved and it's still the same. Our men don't have context or clue. And now I'm not talking about all of them, but a big percentage of the population. Some of them are in and out of prison, in and out of jail. Some of them are doing life. Some of them have it deeply embedded in their minds that you don't need to have a family. You don't need to take care of your children. You don't need to provide for your children. So the cycle has evolved into something different. but the Black women still have to remain strong. Now, not until I became a mother did I understand, okay, I gotta be strong. I watched my mom do this, I didn't understand my emotions. I didn't understand my feelings. I didn't understand what it meant to feel tired. And if I was tired, I felt guilty for being tired, for wanting to rest, for not working. I felt so guilty. I felt guilty. And in turn, if we want to look at it, our slave masters have become our jobs, where a lot of Black parents don't have time for their children because they don't have good paying jobs, and so they have to neglect their children in order to work for their slave masters because their slave masters providing them with everything that they need. So in turn, your children get raised sometimes by the street. Sometimes, if you're lucky enough, different family members. See, being a strong Black woman, a strong Black queen, comes with so many rocks on your shoulder that weighs you down at times. And if you don't know how to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, if you don't know how to understand and label your emotions, it leads you into depression. Now, if you look at the stats, these are stats. African American women, Black women, women of a Caribbean descent, Black ethnic women, women in general, Black women, they have a higher depression rate. Some of them are not even categorized. They're not even clinically categorized or clinically proven, but they're living with emotional depression. Now, does a strong Black woman not feel? Does she not cry? Does she not have pain? Does she not have feelings? Does she not know how to love? Of course. Of course she does. And sometimes if you poke her, it'll all come out. She'll bleed. She'll bleed because it's so much. She carries the burden of the world sometimes on her shoulders. She's the one who's supporting her family, who's the glue. But in return, who's supporting her? Some of our Black men don't have that concept. They don't know, they can't comprehend what family is or what a support system is. So therefore, the Black woman is left to defend her own, left to defend her children, try to understand her feelings, to understand her child's feelings. But how can she understand her child's feelings when she doesn't understand her feelings? And she's trying to keep a man who doesn't understand the concept of family. And so she's left to be numb, carrying the weight of her world on her shoulders. Doesn't feel like she can express because she doesn't feel nobody will hear her. Putting her hands in all different types of fire to maintain an appearance so she doesn't lose her title. But doesn't mean she's not hurt. Doesn't mean that she's not vulnerable. Doesn't mean she can't be submissive. Of course she can. She just has to find that right person who understands her, who gets her, who can comprehend, who can talk to her, who can make her see that you're not a mad Black woman. You have reasons to feel the way you are feeling. See, these things have been passed down from generation to generation, time after time. And she's carrying that all within her bloodline. Now, when we look at Black history, and we look at mental health in our community, we have to also look at all these patterns that stem from root. Of course, Black women have toxic ways. Why wouldn't they? Trying to hold on to something that's been taken away from her for years, time and time again. No, I don't want to lose you. I have to hold on to every last bit of you. And even if you're cheating on me, even if you are abusing me, even if you are cheating and you have different women, I have to hold on to my family. It's okay for you not to treat me right. I can't seem to let you go. You have to stay. You have to. So, when you have the title of strong Black woman, think of what that means. We don't have any superpowers or supernatural powers. No. It's our way of survival. And our Black kings need to find the beauty within us. So then in return, we can of course submit. We can of course be that wife, that nurturing mother. But how can we do all these things when you keep leaving? So then we have to be strong. We have to protect ourselves. And we have to defend our love. Before you talk about Black women, look at our history line. Look at all that we've been through. Think of it twice. And to the women watching this, to my strong queens, I hope this gives you some kind of insight. You are loved. You are not alone. And we will get through this. You are valuable. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel fed up. It's okay to be vulnerable. But at the end of the day, I know if you fall 7 times, you'll stand back up 8. And you will continue with your head up high, shoulders held back, and you'll be the queen that you are.